Okay, I know it's been a very, very long time, but it's because I was wrapped up playing Tower of Fantasy and Warframe on my other channel. If you guys want to go and check that out, there is. I have played Honkai. I am planning on playing more games there, but I mean, that's for the future to come. But for now, it's Honkai. It's Warframe and Tower of Fantasy. But for now, I mean, we're gonna look at this, the Legends of Heroes. Like from what I've heard, it's actually a really, really like it looks like to be like a really good like JRPG, like the old Final Fantasies used to be. I think could be wrong, could be very wrong, but again, we're just gonna jump straight into this. I don't know much about the game, so I'm going in blind.
Ever wanted to experience the Marvel Cinematic Universe of RPGs? The Trails series is exactly that. More specifically, The Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie is the Avengers Endgame of RPGs. It's the culmination of 3 different sub-series within Trails and 2 decades worth of meticulous...
Hold on, it's a tad bit loud for me. I don't know about you guys, but for me it's kind of tad bit loud. So it's actually like, okay, so there's multiple of these, hey? There's been more.
Storytelling, easily totaling over 100 hours of gameplay time between its story, combat, and post-game activities.
Damn.
Despite a bloated cast of characters resulting from combining the expansive Trails
I don't know why, but it kind of looks like Issei from High School DxD.
Impeccable pacing makes every event and interaction manageable. With its politically engaging yet somewhat disappointingly familiar story and strategically fun turn-based gameplay, it's one of the best role-playing games of 2023.
Damn. What an ass. Okay.
Reverie is able to pack so much content in because its overarching story
is
is split
Switch
into
game?
3 routes, each with a different main character.
These graphics do not look good.
Perspectives, it's able to keep its various plot twists and revelations fresh. It never felt like the story was lingering on one particular route.
When did this game come out?
Having to make progress on another. Is this a bit? Fans of the Trails series will undoubtedly recognize the first protagonist, Rean Schwarzer. It was a bit tiresome to play as him again after he was the star of several Cold Steel games. In particular, the story around him involving some worldwide catastrophe in Cold Steel 4 was messy and convoluted. However, Reverie redeems Rean by giving him a much more focused storyline for his route. The second protagonist, Lloyd Bannings, surprisingly has the weakest route of the 3. His impressive origin story in the Crossbell duology, Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure, is a great one about him and the special support section fighting for the city of Crossbell's independence.
I don't know much about these Trails games, but if it's any like similar to like the Tales games, like Tales of Arise, those types of Tales games, then I'm pretty sure I get the gist of it. Not story-wise, but gameplay-wise and, you know, mechanics-wise, if it's anything like it.
However, Reverie retreads that same story, making Lloyd's route a
Boy, Tales of Arise was a very good game.
Bit boring compared to the other 2. It's
was
also
a really
essential
good
to
game.
Reverie's overall story, which is a little disappointing since we've seen it all before. The third route follows a new character named C, and it's easily the best Reverie has to offer. Much of the mystique in C's cast comes from all of their unknown backgrounds and amazing chemistry. C, the one adult in the group, wears a mask and a deep voice modulator.
I go by C.
That's a very deep voice.
What's his true identity? Swin and Abel and Nadia Rain are both child assassins, but why were they roped into a dangerous profession?
Yeah, it sounds like he's hacking into the CSI?
Such a young age.
Yeah,
and while Swin and Nadia had to grow up fast in order to survive, their amnesiac companion Lapis has this innocent childlike curiosity about the world. Their mix of personalities is incredibly entertaining, and the interactions between them are always fun to watch. You can switch between the 3 main characters at any time using the cleverly named timeline system Trails to Walk, but there are certain points in each that remain locked until you've made progress on another route. For example, in one...
That poor dude, this poor dude does not look happy, man. He looks so sad. Holy fuck.
That remain locked until you've made progress on another route. For example, in one section, both Lloyd and C have to work together in order to make their way through 2 different facilities as their respective locking mechanisms work in tandem. These mechanics made the 3 stories feel intertwined, but also allowed space for their individual stories to shine. Reverie does have an issue with a massively bloated cast. However, it manages to give everybody relatively equal amounts of the limelight, and in doing so, it allows people to
That is honestly very rare that every character gets time to shine, or, you know,
interact with each other,
it's
but they never could in their respective origin
That's honestly
games.
very
It's
rare.
moments like these where Trails into Reverie felt like fan fiction done right. However, by its very nature, it's not an approachable game for newcomers. The story fully expects you to know who these characters are, and it's a daunting task, but it's highly recommended to play all the other games before Trails into Reverie. It's worth it.
Trails is one of the most... This video came out 2 days ago, I know that. So that means that this is a very recent game. Why does it look so shit? In terms of graphics, it is not good. It is really, really not.
Meticulously designed battle systems in any RPG series, and Reverie is no exception. You can have up to 4 different party members on the field at one time, but other characters in your active party can be switched in and can also provide support from the sidelines.
So you want to build up characters. Okay.
There's quite a lot of nuance that goes into the different options you have during battle, from freely positioning your characters on the battlefield to managing a turn order timeline. You have a high degree of freedom in how you can approach and dictate the flow of battles.
Divine Crusade!
A particularly satisfying aspect of combat is how you can use certain attacks, called crafts, to not just impact a character's placement on the move order
this game really looks like it came out on the PS3, man. Holy crap.
If an enemy's timeline icon shows a critical hit effect, that's an opportunity to delay that enemy's turn so that the turn order changes to one of your characters, thus guaranteeing a critical hit. These incentives were engaging throughout the entire campaign's worth of battles, especially on higher difficulties. One wrong move and the enemy could wipe out your party, but overcoming a challenging boss is immensely rewarding. As a whole, the Trails series emphasizes the theme of teamwork, and Reverie's battle system has a few other cool features to reinforce that.
It's one of the sad things that did not age well with these JRPG games, is that they keep shouting out their moves. Some of them, I mean, can get you very hyped up, yes. But on other times, it is like, Windblade, 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 constantly. And it just gets so goddamn annoying.
Attacks with an ally, as well as all-out attacks where all 4 party members pile up on the enemies, which is similar to Persona's take on the same idea. But that's nothing compared to the newly introduced United Front attacks, in which your entire party rushes in from off-screen to attack. It's a great way to show camaraderie through game.
Is that very similar to like Final Fantasy 12? Is that the Zodiac? Yeah, the Zodiac Final Fantasy where you know, they do like these the limit break combo move thing that they do together, and you try and get like the highest combo possible to get like dish out this mega spell thing. Is it close to that, or there's one other game I was trying to like think of, but I just can't get to the name.
Play, not just in the cutscenes and story.
All for one, and one for all!
There are also orders, which are party-wide buffs that can turn the tide of battle, such as decreasing incoming damage by 60%. However, bosses can also launch their own disorders, which have similar effects like reducing your party's damage output, and they'll also cancel your current order in the process. Disorders are a great way to dynamically shift the momentum back toward a boss and keep battles exciting. Reverie also has a bunch of customization options for how you can build out your characters. You can equip them with gems, called quartz, that boost stats, provide additional abilities, or teach new attacks. There's no role that characters can't be tailored toward, be it a healer or magic user, and optimizing their
so the game has a lot of variety. Okay, that's actually very good.
It's important that they look convincing, and Reverie does its cast justice. Character animations are an admirable improvement over previous Trails games.
Sure, but it still
characters look less stilted and don't awkwardly move their limbs when walking or wave their arms around while talking.
It looks so dated,
Reverie's
man.
soundtrack is excellent too.
I'm sorry,
Rain,
it just
Lloyd,
does.
And Sea all have different battle themes, and they fit appropriately.
Like if this is on the Switch, it's understandable. But if this comes to like if this is like a PlayStation game and so on, then it has no excuse. But it does look like it's on the Switch.
Well, Lloyd sounds like an anthem, fitting for a nationalistic hero like himself.
Okay.
C's theme incorporates more piano, giving it a more graceful feeling to match his calm demeanor.
I actually quite like it. I like the piano music.
Off to the side of the main quest, there's a randomized...
I mean, if you get me going on Attack on Titan soundtrack, oh my god, am I. I am so hyped. Every single song that they have in it, for the fight scenes, for the revealing shit, my god, but especially the fight scenes, man. Those songs hit different. If you put any one of those tracks on like, I don't know how many of you played like the Final Fantasy VII remake, but if you take out Sephiroth, like theme at the end of the game, it's an old game, so I don't care. It's no longer a spoiler. But if you take out his theme and put it in any Attack on Titan like song, it is just as good, if not. I won't say it's better because nothing beats Sephiroth's like original song. It wasn't the original one, but it was more like there was a bit of remix stuff going on there, but nothing beats his song for him. But any Attack on Titan song does make anything good.
Dungeon called the Reverie.
If you have it in like a boss fight, it just hypes you up so much, especially if the original boss music is dog shit.
Corridor. Here, all three protagonists and their parties have been whisked away to a different dimension where they can interact, but there's some crazy memory
Why is
wiping
all
that
of the
goes on to
females
prevent
have
them
big
from spilling
boobs?
secrets
I
when
mean,
they
I don't
return to
mind,
their
but
own worlds. It's
I
a
know
weird
it's
but
like
very clever
anime
way to have
stuff,
all the
but still,
characters in one place
goddamn, they
before
have
the
big
finale.
boobs.
Reverie Corridor's randomized nature is similar to that
Big
of Persona
booba.
5's Mementos. You'll fight through a few floors and then battle bosses at the mid and end points.
That is an
There's also a
ugly
gacha
ass
system,
squid,
but don't
man.
worry, there are no microtransactions or real-world currency involved at all. Some of those rewards include extra characters who appeared in past Trails games but didn't have a presence in the main
Success!
story.
We're getting
You're
back
only required to progress
not
through the
paying
first two
nothing for
stratums as part of the main story,
microtransactions.
but afterward, you're free to put it off for as long as you want. The Reverie Corridor is the only aspect of Trails of Reverie that feels a bit out of place in the story. However, there's plenty of post-game content that unlocks more stratums and reveals extra story context behind the Reverie Corridor, as well as a final post-game boss and an additional ending. That serves as a fantastic send-off for these combined series and an exit ramp to tell new Trails stories in the future.
I got you. It's over.
That kind of looks like you're free from the old Final Fantasy game.
The Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie is one of the best games in this almost 20-year-old franchise and a great RPG.
20 years old?
Even if its story is a bit of a retread, its amazing pacing and in-depth battle system make it a satisfying conclusion to the Crossbell and Cold Steel arcs. It also makes good use of its admittedly way too large cast of playable characters. That said, newcomers who are unfamiliar with the series will certainly be lost without having played the previous
but that's what
games.
YouTube is for.
However, it's well worth doing so.
That's how I get my lore for most of any show or series, you know. I'll always just go on YouTube and I'll search World of Warcraft lore from beginning to end. You know, Lord of the Rings lore. And that's just, I mean, the most recent one I've watching is Warhammer 40k. Because my god, is that, like, I'm not interested in reading the books, and there's no actual other way like fully getting the story, so I'd rather just listen to like in the background people like talk about the lore. Like if I'm like playing like a brain dead game, I'd rather have that going on in the background than music or something, because I mean the lore is more interesting in any case, so I'd rather do that.
In order to experience one of the best
It's either
RPG
that or
universes
I
ever
like
crafted.
more like
check out
listen
our
to
reviews
a
of East
stream,
9,
but
Monstrum Nox, and Honkai Star Rail. And for
Honkai
everything
Star Rail's
else,
actually
stick
quite
with
good.
IGN.
Well then. So, I mean, I don't exactly know what I was expecting. I don't have a Switch, so I can't really play it, but is it a Switch? It looks like a PS5. Doesn't say. PlayStation. It's a PlayStation 5 game. I won't say next gen game, but it's on a PS5. Oh my god, why does it look so shit? I mean, if you take can't remember which Tales game came out before Tales of Arise, but if you take the previous one and then Tales of Arise, there is a massive jump in quality, and you're saying they couldn't do it for this game? My god, man, that is okay. That is something. That is absolutely something. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Whoever has a working PlayStation, please let me know if you enjoy the game. Like if it's any good. Maybe eventually, once I get my hands on like any sorts of PlayStation, it said PC as well, so maybe I'll give it a shot. But I mean, I don't know if one of them is on PC, so we'll have to have a look at. Honestly, it's the gameplay looks quite good, so I might play it. Not this one first, maybe ones first. If this one is like this, then the other ones is probably completely outdated. So I don't know. So I mean, if you guys have played this, let me know if it's any good. So thank you guys for watching.